The Brutality of American Society, a Millennial Perspective. In a recent Instagram reel, I touched on a topic that has been gnawing at the edges of our society: the inability of millennials to secure employment. This issue was also the focus of my Substack article, Unorthodoxy, a personal journey towards transformation and awakening. I found myself asking, why didn't we take the Federal Reserve's warning seriously? When they blatantly told us they needed to eliminate jobs, were we too engrossed in the distractions of propaganda and the term at the time known as quiet quitting? Again, here's a quote from my article titled, "The Federal Reserve Wants to Bring Pain to Americans," where we hear it from Jerome Powell's mouth himself. Restoring price stability will take some time and requires using our tools forcefully to bring demand and supply into better balance. Reducing inflation is likely to require a sustained period of below-trend growth. Moreover, there will very likely be some softening of labor market conditions. While higher interest rates, slower growth, and softer labor market conditions will bring down inflation, they will also bring some pain to households and businesses. These are the unfortunate costs of reducing inflation. But a failure to restore price stability would mean far greater pain. Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve Chair, August 26, 2022. The result is a generation, the future face of America, that is jobless and increasingly dependent on the government, with no end in sight. And if you think things couldn't get any worse, brace yourself for the corporate world's contribution to the crisis. Ghost jobs, the illusion of employment and the reality of corporate manipulation. The term is ghost jobs. It's when a corporation advertises job openings, only for them not to be hiring. According to Forbes, corporations do this for several reasons: to appear as if the corporation is growing, to make it seem as if they're getting help for their current staff, and to keep talent warm on the bench. But ultimately, and here's the brutal part, these corporations have no intention of hiring. Millions of millennials are applying for employment, hoping to land a job that these corporations have advertised. Yet, these corporations have no intention of hiring. What kind of sick, twisted game is this? Unfortunately, this is the harsh reality. Our reality is built upon illusions, and what we are witnessing now is the illusion of employment, growth, you name it. In actuality, this is fascism at its finest. The government and corporations working together to undermine the population, making them easier to control. This reality is reminiscent of Stalin and Mussolini, right before our very eyes. Remember, history repeats itself, but we can only see this if we view history as actionable instead of story time. However, do millennials even care? Are they even aware? Or are they too busy following the latest TikTok trend? As we approach an election year and bask in the aftermath of the most-watched Super Bowl ever, some might think we can simply vote our way out of this crisis, as we always do. But insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, especially when democracy, or more specifically voting, has been shown to only provide what the oligarchs want and doesn't really affect the livelihood of the people. So, if you think there's another way, or if you want another way, I welcome you to an unorthodox way of living. The unorthodox path to employment. In today's society, securing a job requires a return to traditional methods: networking and marketing. Yes, in this digital age where everything is at our fingertips, and as we edge closer to a virtual reality, human interaction is still paramount. The best advice I've come across is to first apply through your network. If you know someone at a company you're interested in or a company that's advertising a position, use your network to verify if the job is real or a ghost job. If it's a real job, see if they can help you navigate the application process. This Instagram reel paints a vivid picture. With quiet quitting, everyone wanted to leave their current jobs and dive into the world of entrepreneurship. However, entrepreneurship might not be for everyone, and a good job can be an excellent place to learn entrepreneurial skills. However, if your country and its corporations are intentionally eliminating jobs and livelihoods, essentially waging financial warfare against its citizens to make them dependent on the country and those same corporations. It's high time to wise up to the game and position yourself for success. Remember, voting for someone else to solve your problems won't work. As millennials, we've been under the guise of extended adolescence for quite some time, which is why we millennials struggle with adulting and why we've been set up to fail. Embracing the brutal truth. Welcome to the brutal, unorthodox truth about our reality. This article was more than just words on a page. It was a journey into the heart of our society, a deep dive into the unorthodox truths that shape our world. If it sparked a flame in your mind, if it lifted your soul, then I invite you to join us on this journey of discovery. It all starts with awareness. Once we wise up to the game being played, wake up to the smoke and mirrors, and see the illusions in front of us, we're that much more prepared to be successful and take life by the horns. Thank you for your time and attention, and I hope this article inspired you and moved you to take actionable change if you are in the employment sector or looking for employment. Remember, the first step towards change is awareness. Let's take that step together. I wish you all a wonderful day. Ashi. Call to action. Unorthodoxy isn't just a platform. It's a movement powered by readers like you. Your support is the fuel that keeps this engine running. Consider making a donation or becoming a paying subscriber today. If this article resonated with you, and if you want to learn more about these unorthodox views, I recommend checking my book. An Unorthodox Truth is a deep dive into the world beyond conventional narratives. It's a guide for those brave enough to question the status quo, for those ready to see the world through a new lens. One thing I want to drive home with my readers is that we should not just read about change, but we should be the change. Take a step towards an unorthodox way of living today. Share this article, support the campaign, and begin to see and live reality as it was intended. The power to shape the future is in your hands. Are you ready to wield it?